Are you ready for the most important update on your Social Security payments this July? The changes you need to know about are finally here, and they could make a real difference in your finances. For those of you receiving SSI, SSDI, and Social Security, the upcoming July 14th deposit could mean a weekly payout of $2,600. Yes, you read that right. The Social Security Administration SSA is making major adjustments to help beneficiaries during these challenging times, and the July 14th deposit marks a key moment in this shift. Understanding these changes and when to expect them could be the difference between a financial burden and peace of mind. Here's what you need to know. The SSA is moving forward with a new deposit schedule that will ensure payments are delivered more frequently and at higher amounts than before. With inflation continuing to impact seniors across the United States, these adjustments are being made to provide you with the support you need in these uncertain times. For those receiving Supplemental Security Income SSI and Social Security Disability Insurance SSDI, this new payment structure will help you stay on top of your bills and everyday expenses. With $2,600 weekly payments, you'll be able to access funds more regularly, making it easier to manage your cash flow. But here's the thing: the timeline and eligibility for these new payments can be confusing, and knowing exactly when you'll receive these deposits is essential to making sure you're prepared. The July 14th deposit is just the beginning of a series of changes that will help millions of Americans like you maintain financial stability in the face of rising costs. But in order to take full advantage of these changes, you need to know exactly when and how you'll be receiving your payments. That's why this video breaks down everything you need to understand about the final deposit map, including when you'll get your money, how much you'll get, and what you need to do to ensure you don't miss out on any of these important updates. So, don't miss out on this crucial information that could help you manage your finances better. With the new $2,600 weekly SSA payments, staying informed has never been more important. Let's dive in and make sure you're prepared for these changes, starting with the final July 14th deposit. Now that we've covered the basics of the new deposit system and the significant change in payment amounts, let's take a deeper dive into what this means for you, the millions of Americans who depend on Social Security benefits each month. These changes aren't just some random updates. They're carefully designed to help you cope with the increasing cost of living and ultimately make sure that seniors and disabled individuals don't fall behind. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's go through everything you need to know about the upcoming July 14th deposit and how it'll affect you. First things first, the July 14th deposit is not just another routine payment from the Social Security Administration SSA. The key difference here is that it marks the introduction of a new payment system where Social Security, SSDI, and SSI recipients will receive more frequent and higher payments than before. We've all felt the pressure of rising prices, from groceries to gas to utilities, over the past few years. The government's response to this is clear. They understand that seniors and people with disabilities are disproportionately affected by these costs, and they're making an effort to bridge that gap. For years, Social Security payments have been relatively steady, but many recipients have noted that the increase in benefits hasn't kept up with the rate of inflation. This leaves some of our most vulnerable citizens struggling to keep up with their expenses. That's where these new changes come in, and the July 14th deposit is a crucial first step in the new structure. If you're one of the millions of people who rely on these benefits, knowing how much you'll be getting, when, and what it will mean for your monthly budget is essential. So let's break it down. What exactly is the $2,600 weekly payment about? And how can you be sure that you'll get your full share? The new $2,600 weekly payment isn't something everyone will automatically qualify for. It's based on the average Social Security payout, which is adjusted based on your personal earnings and work history. The SSA uses a formula to determine how much each individual receives, and this formula accounts for inflation and other economic factors that impact the purchasing power of the dollar. This system is designed to make sure that you're not left behind as inflation continues to push prices higher. While the $2,600 amount might sound high, it's important to remember that this is the average weekly payout, and your specific benefit could be higher or lower depending on your individual circumstances. For example, someone who worked for many years and paid into the Social Security system at higher wages may receive a higher benefit than someone who worked less or earned a lower income. The key here is that everyone will see an increase, but the amount varies based on each person's history with the system. One of the most important things to remember is that the SSA isn't just offering these larger payments without a clear plan in place. They've worked hard to create a system that's not only financially sustainable, but also ensures that the right people get the right amount of money. This new structure isn't just about larger payments. It's about creating a system that works better for you and meets your needs more directly. The deposit map for July 14th is the result of years of careful planning. The SSA has been working on modernizing the system to address the growing needs of beneficiaries. What's different this time around is the commitment to making sure these changes benefit the people who need them the most. And while the process has taken time, it's clear that the government is serious about addressing the needs of seniors and individuals with disabilities. They've heard your concerns, and they're making meaningful changes that reflect a deeper understanding of what it's like to live on a fixed income. Understanding when and how you'll receive these payments is crucial for planning your finances. In the past, the SSA has followed a relatively rigid schedule for distributing benefits. For example, retirees have traditionally received their payments on the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of each month, depending on the day they were born. But with the new changes, the timing of your payment could shift slightly, and you might find that you're getting your payments more frequently. This could mean more regular access to the money you need, which can be a lifesaver for many of us who have to budget tightly month to month. As we move into the second half of 2025, the changes made to Social Security payments will help ensure that you can maintain your quality of life without the constant worry about making ends meet. You might be wondering, how do I know when I'll receive my payment? The answer lies in the final deposit map for July 14th. The SSA has provided a detailed schedule, breaking down exactly when and how each individual will receive their payments based on your specific circumstances. It's important to note that while the SSA has streamlined the payment process, some people might find that their payment date falls on a different day than they expect. For instance, if you're used to receiving your benefits on the third Wednesday of each month, the new deposit schedule could have your payment coming through a little earlier or later. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you're missing out. The SSA has made sure that every recipient is still getting the same amount of money, just distributed in a slightly different way. Another thing to keep in mind is that the new deposit system is designed to accommodate the needs of those who rely on these payments for all of their living expenses. If you're someone who lives paycheck to paycheck, having a more predictable and frequent payment schedule can make all the difference in your ability to pay bills on time, manage medical expenses, and cover day-to-day costs. This new system isn't just about receiving more money. It's about receiving that money in a way that gives you more financial freedom. One aspect that is often overlooked when talking about Social Security payments is the impact of taxes on your benefits. Social Security income is subject to taxes, but not everyone will be affected the same way. The IRS has specific rules about how much of your benefits will be taxed, depending on your overall income. If your total income exceeds a certain threshold, you may end up paying taxes on some of your Social Security benefits. The good news is that this doesn't impact everyone. Many people who rely solely on Social Security won't have to worry about paying taxes on their benefits at all. So with these higher, more frequent payments coming your way, it's a good idea to start thinking about how you'll manage your income moving forward. This is an opportunity for you to make sure you're budgeting correctly, paying down any outstanding bills, and ensuring that you're not overextending yourself. The SSA has worked hard to make sure these changes benefit you in the long run. But it's up to you to use this new system to your advantage. In addition to financial planning, you should also take some time to verify your payment details. The SSA has streamlined the process for delivering payments, but mistakes can happen. You should double-check that your personal information is up to date, including your banking details, so that your payments are deposited correctly. It's also a good idea to keep track of your payment schedule and make sure you're receiving the correct amount. If you notice anything unusual or if your payments are delayed, reach out to the SSA as soon as possible to resolve the issue. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The new changes to Social Security are not just about the July 14th deposit. They are part of a broader shift in the way the government is approaching retirement and disability benefits. We are living in an age where many people are living longer, healthier lives. And while this is wonderful, it also presents new challenges for the Social Security system. With more people receiving benefits and fewer workers paying into the system, the government has had to make adjustments to ensure that the system remains sustainable. The July 14th deposit is just the first step in these changes, and while it might feel like a small update, it's actually a reflection of a much larger trend toward adapting to the needs of seniors and disabled individuals in the U.S. The government is taking a more proactive approach to ensuring that those who depend on Social Security benefits are not left behind. This shift is also reflective of the growing conversation about the future of Social Security and how it can continue to provide for future generations of retirees. As we continue to see shifts in the economy, it's important to stay informed and involved in the conversation about Social Security and its future. Whether you're getting your weekly $2,600 payment or just looking to understand how these changes impact you, now is the time to pay attention to how the government is evolving its approach to Social Security benefits. In conclusion, the final July 14th deposit is just the beginning of an important shift in how Social Security payments are distributed to seniors and individuals with disabilities. By offering more frequent and higher payments, the SSA is responding to the increasing financial pressures many people are facing. But it's not just about the money. It's about ensuring that every individual receives the support they need to live a comfortable and secure life. The new deposit system is a real-time solution that aims to make your financial planning easier, help you manage your expenses, and provide the security you deserve. So mark your calendar for July 14th and make sure you're prepared for these changes. Stay informed, stay ahead of the curve, and use this opportunity to take control of your financial future. With the SSA's new payment system, the future is looking brighter for millions of seniors across the United States.